أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم وافتح علينا بمعرفة العلم وسهل أخلاقنا بالحلم وجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه اللهم اجعل أعمالنا خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك وصل اللهم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How's everyone today? Alhamdulillah, good I hope. Okay, into Sarf for the day bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Just a recap quickly of what we've been learning thus far. We started off learning the standard past tense verb. We then, we first looked at the definition and what we'll be studying in Sarf. We said in Sarf, we're going to look at how verbs change in Arabic and how those changes cause a change in a form, causes a change in the meaning of the word. How the changes in the form of Arabic verbs cause changes to the meanings of those verbs. So gradually each week we've been changing our verbs very slightly, and those things have been changing the meaning very slightly in turn. We started off on the first week with the verb fa'ala. Oh, it was the second week of class actually, but we started off with fa'ala. We then went on to change fa'ala in a number of ways to change who was doing the action by forming the scale fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Right. The following week we did we changed the verb differently. Instead of just changing the endings of the verbs, we now change the root letters of that verb. When we changed the root letters, it didn't change who was doing the verb, but it changed the action that was done, that was being done. The following week, we just notified you of a different change, and that is that the middle root letter can have any one of the three harakat a, I, o, u. So I can have fa'ala, I can have sami'a, I can have karuma, I can have daraba, I can have fataha, I can have hasiba, I can have nasara, a whole array of things. The middle letter is adding a ya at the beginning and changing some of the harakat. In doing that, we did what? We changed the tense of the verb. From the only difference between fa'ala and yaf'alu in meaning is that fa'ala means he did and yaf'alu means he is doing. He is doing. The only difference is tense. That's in terms of meaning. In terms of its form, we went through all of those changes in form last week when we learnt the present tense scale. So what we're going to do now, inshallah, is what? Firstly, we're going to revise some of our past tense scales. As we learn new scales, present tense, whatever it is, the past tense scales does not lose its importance. Right? We're going to get back to that and make some other changes to that in future as well. So it doesn't lose its importance. We're going to revise some of those scales, inshallah. Thereafter, we're going to revise our present tense scale that we learned last week. And then we'll learn our new change for this week. So what would you imagine our change for this week would be? If we follow the same process that we did with the past tense verb. We change the root letters. And in changing the root letters, we'll now be doing what? Changing the action that's getting done now in the present tense. Right. And then we can move on from there, inshallah. So let's see. Everybody, first say your first scale for me. Old school, back to the roots. Let's go. Everybody, fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Perfect. Another one. Fataha, everybody. Fatahta, fatahtum, fatahti, fatahtu. فتحتن فتحت فتحنا. Right. ضرب. Right. Just because you're sitting at the back doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to hear you. Please do revise with us. Nasara. What? Nasarna. Nasarta. Nasartum. Nasarti. Nasartunna. Nasartu. Nasarna. How do I say we hit? First thing we think, what's the meaning? What's the root letters? We hit. Daraba. And how do I say we? Darab? Nah. Right, okay. Just speaking your brains. Sami'a, everybody. Sami'a, sami'u. Sami'at, sami'na. Sami'ta, sami'tum. Sami'ti, sami'tunna. Sami'tu, sami'na. Right. Sami'a means to hear. Hasiba means to think. Everybody say that one for me. Hasibat, hasibna. Hasibta, hasibtum. Hasibti, hasibtunna. Hasibtu, hasibna. Karuma. Karumu. Karumat, karumna. Karumta, karumtum. Karumti, karumtunna. Karumtu, karumna. Right, and I think that's the last one. Now, I told you last week that we chose those sets of root letters as like our base sets of root letters. Fataha, Daraba, Nasara, Sami'a, Hasiba, and Karuma. Those 6. And you will have seen, if you received your homework sheets, that on one of them I have asked you to write out all of those verbs in the present tense form. We'll go through it today, don't worry about it. The reason we chose those 6 root letter pairings, because it is so because they have all of the different combinations of ways that you can say a verb on the scale. And I'll show you that again at the end of this lesson. But we moved on to the present tense verb. So I want everybody to just say the scale for me. يفعل يفعل يفعلون تفعل يفعلن تفعل تفعلون تفعلين تفعل أفعل نفعل. Again, everybody, again, one more time. Actually, not one more time. Many more times. يفعل يفعلون تفعل يفعلن تفعل تفعلون تفعلين تفعلن أفعل نفعل. Right. So all of the forms that you see that have changed over there, those are just changes that we created from the past tense verb to get to the present tense. For many of them we just added something, for some of them we added something at the beginning, for others we changed the endings as well. Okay. As important as it was for you to learn that first scale, فعل 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 فعلوا فعلت فعلنا, whatever. As important as it was for you to learn that scale, it is equally important for you to learn this scale. Right? Once you've applied your effort and you've learned this scale and you've memorized it and you've ingrained it in your brain and you can access it without having to think much, it will make your learning of Sarf so much easier. So much easier. What did we say about the scale as well? We said it's mudari', it's the imperfect form of the verb. We also said that it changes the tense. But what do we know about tense that is peculiar to Arabic well, it's different between English and Arabic? In English we have the 3 tenses, right? We have past, present, future. In Arabic we only have maldi and mudari'. Maldi and mudari'. Maldi gets used for the past tense. Mudari' gets used for both present and future. So how do I say he is doing? Yaf'alu. How do I say he will do? Yaf'alu as well. Exactly the same. How do I say I am doing? Af'alu. How do I say I will do? Af'alu as well. Exactly the same. There's no change. The context will indicate to me whether I'm speaking about the future or whether I'm speaking about the present. Right, so let's see what's next. Oh yes, I had some words to throw here on the board for you. Say them for me quickly. She is doing? Taf'alu. He is doing? Yeah, follow. Oh, why are the answers coming so quickly? My animations are off this week. Yaf'alna. They, many females are doing. If you ever you see the verb starting with a ya, you know it's they. Right? You know it's they. They, many females are doing. Taf'alu. She is doing, or you one male are doing. Right. Yaf'aluna. They, many males are doing. If it starts with a ya, you already know it's they. You just need to now figure if it's masculine or feminine. Or you know it's third person rather. Taf'alina. You one, female. That one's like different to all of the others, so you should be able to pick that one out quite easily. Taf'aluna. You many males are doing. Taf'alna. You many females are doing. Naf'alu. We are doing. Yaf'alna. They many females are doing. Taf'alu. She or you one male are doing. Okay, that's enough of that. So now we want to see our change for this week. I'm in a bit of a pickle in that I don't have a pointer this week, so I need to actually sit here by the computer to change the slides. So I hope everybody can still see and focus without me standing. Anyways, the change for this week is, just as we did with the past tense verb, we now want to change the root letters of this verb. Now before I actually go through the process with you, I just want you to tell me what you think we're going to do here. Well, I pretty much told you what it is, but in terms of how we actually go about it, what will stay the same, what will change? Well, just as a standard rule, everything stays the same except the actual letters. The harakat stay the same as well. Right? Now, why I asked you that question is because this is something that's common throughout Arabic. With nouns, with verbs, with whatever. Words have like standard forms. And if you learn those forms, it will unlock a whole world of creating new words. Right? But it's just a concept that I wanted to notify you. So what we're going to take? We're going to take the word yaf'alu and we're going to change it now. How do I say he is hearing? I know how to say he heard, right? How do I say he heard? Sami'a. Isn't it? Sami'a. So the root letters to hear was Sin, Mim and Ain. That root letter combination is always going to have some connotation of hearing. Right? Okay. So now I want to say, instead of he heard, I want to say he is hearing. So what do? I take the scale, yaf'alu. I replace the fa with a sin, the ayn with a mim, and the lam with a ayn. So I replace the fa, ayn and lam with a sin, mim and ayn. Simple. Yaf'alu will become what? I want to hear it from everyone. Yes, ma'u. Do you see that? What's the same between those two things and what's different? What's the same? The ya at the beginning and all of the harakat. Isn't it? The sukoon's in the same place. The fatha's in the same place. The dhamma's in the same place. What changed? Only the root letters. Okay, what if I want to say, they many males are hearing? Yaf'aluna will become yasma'una. Everything stays the same. The ya or the fatha stays the same. The sukoon stays the same. The fatha on the second letter stays the same. The dhamma on the last letter stays the same. The whole una stays the same. The only thing that changes, the fa changes to a sin, the ain changes to a meme, the lam changes to a ain. That's it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so let's form the whole scale. Yaf'al will become yasma'u. Yaf'aluna will become what? Yasma'una. Taf'alu will become what? Tasma'u. Yaf'alna will become what? Yasma'na. The next taf'alu will become what? Taf'alu will become again? Tasma'u. Taf'aluna will become what? Tasma'una. Taf'alina will become what? Tasma'ina. Taf'alna will become what? And remember, everything must stay the same. Tasma'na. Well, I mean, taf'alna will become tasma'na. Af'alu will become what? Asma'u. See, everything stays the same. Only the fa, ain and lam change to a sin, mim and ain. Naf'alu will become nasma'u. And so we have a new scale formed. Right? Yasma'u, yasma'una. Tasma'u, yasma'na. Tasma'u, tasma'una, tasma'ina, tasma'na, asma'u, nasma'u. Right? Okay. So I want everybody to firstly just say that scale with me. We know the standard scale, right? يفعل يفعلون تفعل يفعلن تفعل تفعلون تفعلين تفعلن أفعل نفعل. So now all that we are doing, the same thing, we're just changing the root letters. Just changing the root letters. So everybody say that one with me. يسمع يسمعون تسمع يسمعن تسمع تسمعون تسمعين تسمعن أسمع نسمع. Again, everyone. يسمع يسمعون تسمع يسمعن تسمع تسمعون تسمعين تسمعن أسمع نسمع. Now, if you know the first one, يفعل, very well, then this will become easy to just change the root letters. That's why I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to know your fa'ala scale and your yaf'alu scale. Okay, let's try and change the root letters again. How do I say to open in the present tense? Fataha means to open. Okay, so how am I going to say the scale? This is even easier to go from fa'ala to fataha. So how is it going to sound? Yaftahu, yaftahuna, taftahu, يفتحن تفتح تفتحون تفتحين تفتحن أفتح نفتح. How do I say I am opening? How do I say we will open? نفتح. Right, simple. The lesson for today is very, very simple. The concept is very simple. I just need to change the root letters to change the action that's being done, as was the case with the past tense verb. What this requires from us now is to actually practice saying these scales, to get our tongue used to it, to get our mind, used to the sound of the scale. Okay. And just like I could do it with yasma'u, I can do the same with all of the other root letters that we've been working with thus far. I can do it the same with all of the other root letters that we've been working with before. So, like I changed fa'ala to yaf'alu, or rather, my point on this slide is this: what? Just as I could apply all of these root letters to the past tense verb, I can do the same to the present tense verb, right? I can do it with any verb, just pick my form, whether it's past tense or present tense, and populate it with whichever set of root letters I want to, right? There's another similarity between these verbs. In the past tense verb, we said that, as you can see on the board, the middle root letter could have any one of the harakat. It's not fixed, right? I could have fa'ala, daraba, fataha, but at the same time I could have sami'a, nasara, hasiba, karuma, right? The one has a the other one has a e, the other one has a u. The same can happen with a present tense verb. So essentially my scale, my template could look something like that. Fa, and then a ayn with any one of the things on it, and then a la. The same thing happens with the present tense verb. Look over there, read those words for me. What's the first one saying? Yaf, alu. The second one says what? Yad, ribu. That's what the present tense of daraba is. The present tense form of daraba is not yad darabu, it's yad ribu. The present tense of yaftahu or fataha is yaftahu. The present tense of sami'a is yasma'u. The present tense of nasara is yansuru. The present tense of hasiba is well, this one can actually be yahsibu or yahsabu. Allah uses in the Quran yahsabuna wa yahsabuna annahum muhtadun. The present tense of karuma is yakrumu. Right. Don't worry yourselves. The first thing that I want you to identify here is what? If you look at the second root letter, not the second letter now here. In all of these examples, the second letter is going to be the first root letter, isn't it? Because the ya and the ta at the beginning, all of those things, they're just attached to the beginning of the verb. I want you to focus on the second root letter. So, in the case of yaf'alu, it will be the ayn. In the case of yadribu, it will be the ra. In the case of yaftahu, it will be the ta. In the case of yasma'u, it will be the mim. In the case of yansuru, it will be the sad. In the case of yahsibu, it will be the sin. In the case of yakrumu, it will be the ra. The second root letter can have any one of the harakat as well. Or it can have either fatha, or dhamma, or a kasra. How do I know which one must go there? Like I told you the last time, you have to know how to use the dictionary. Didn't I tell you that last week? Similarly here with the present tense, we're going to have to learn how to use our dictionaries bi-idhnillah ta'ala. Like, you may ask yourself, well, it seemed very obvious before this. You told me fa'ala, and the present tense was yaf'alu. Both of it's a and a. Isn't it? The next one we did, what was the other example we did was yasma'u. If you thought over there, the past tense is sami'a. The present tense is yasma'u. So the past tense had a kasra, and the present tense had a fatha. Isn't it? Sami'a. And the present tense is what? Yasma'u. Past tense had a kasra, present tense has a fatha. Now, that's not something that should worry you at all. We're going to learn how to find out what the combinations are. How are we going to do that? When we learn how to use the dictionary. When will we do that? Next week, bi-idhnillah ta'ala. Right? So what I'm going to require from everybody is to either have a physical dictionary with you, or to have a smartphone, which most people have these days, and on your smartphone, download the app called Hans via dictionary or something like that. Let me just see. It's called Hansweer. H-A-N-S. Write that down. You must download it through the week. Once you download the app is very small. You can download it from the Play Store. But after that, it's going to ask you to download like something of 60 megs. So 60 megabytes. So yeah. You must download it. How much rand is 60 megs? I don't know. Right? It's called Hansweer. H-A-N-S-W-E-H-R. W-E-H-R. That's the dictionary we are going to be using as our standard dictionary. There's many other Arabic dictionaries, but that's a simple one for our purposes here. Yes, that's the one. It's a simple one for our purposes. So please do get that one. Okay. Is it on the Apple Play Store, iStore, whatever it is? I don't know Apple stuff. But on the Apple iStore, the app is called Arabic Almanac. Arabic Almanac. Arabic as you spell Arabic, then Almanac, A-L-M-A-N-A-C. Arabic Almanac. It's the same application. So we're going to learn how to use our dictionaries next week. What we are going to learn through using our dictionaries is how we find these combinations. What the middle letter on a past tense sounds like and on the present tense. And in addition to that, we're also going to learn how to find the meanings of words. But for now, what does our scale look like? Yaf. The ayn, the second root letter can have either fatha, kasra or dhamma, and the last one will always have a u. Yaf, something lu. You can't say a letter actually without a harakan. Unless it has sukoon, but then you can't say two sukoons next to each other. So now what I want to do is I want to go through all of these different sets of root letters with you. Right. Firstly, we have the second one we have is yadribu. Right. So how do you think that scale is going to sound? To hit. Daraba in the past tense, he hit. How do I say he is hitting? Yadribu. Darabu in the past tense meant they, many males, hit. How do I say they, many males, are hitting? Yadribuna. Yadribuna. So when I tell you that the second root letter is a kasra, it stays the same throughout that entire scale. So everybody say that scale for me. Yadribu. Yadribuna. Tadribu. Yadribna. Tadribu. Tadribuna. Tadribina. Tadribna. Adribu. Nadribu. Right. Let's take another one. To help. To help, the root letter combination is nasara, and the present tense is yansuru. Here something should stand out to you as well. Whenever you learn a word in Arabic, especially when you learn a verb, you should try and keep on yourself like a little book where you maybe put some vocabulary in. And whenever you take down a verb, you should take down its past tense as well as its present tense. Right? So that you know what the combination is. So if you tell me a verb to play is la'iba. When I learn that verb, I always want to learn the past tense and the present tense. I want to learn la'iba yal'abu. That's how I remember it. La'iba yal'abu. If you ask me to help in Arabic, I'll tell you nasara yansuru. If you tell me to do in Arabic, I'll tell you fa'ala yaf'alu. What am I telling you? The past tense and the present tense. When I want to know how to hit or what's to hit in Arabic, I'll tell you daraba yadribu. When you want to know what's to kill in Arabic, qatala yaqtulu. When I want to tell you how to praise in Arabic, I'll tell you hamida yahmadu. Always the past tense with its present tense. Why? Because of these combinations that can occur with the second root letter. Right. But we'll explore that a bit more in depth next week when we start working with our dictionaries, inshallah. Right. For now, I just want you to say the scale for me. Nasara yansuru. How do I say he is helping? Yansuru, yansuruna. Tansuru, yansurna. Tansuru, tansuruna. Tansurina, tansurna. Ansuru, nansuru. Right. Before I move on from here, are there any questions? I understand if anybody has a bit of difficulty in adapting their minds to saying the scales with these new root letters, right? That's understandable. That's to be expected, right? That's why we're going to work into this a lot of repetition of revising these scales with these different root letters. I understand that. But does anybody have a problem with the concept? The one thing is just repetition. Repetition is going to remedy that within Allah Ta'ala. Right? The other thing is, if anybody has any problem with the concept, please come speak to me. If you don't want to ask in the class, you're too shy, you can send it to the WhatsApp thing, or you can just come ask me in private, or you can ask one of the tutors, right? But make sure that you understand what's happening over here. Right. Let's take another set of root letters. Hasiba yahsibu means to think. Everybody say that scale for me. Everybody, come on. Yahsibu, yahsibuna. Tahsibu, yahsibna. Tahsibu, tahsibuna. Tahsibina, tahsibna. Ahsibu, nahsibu. Means to think. Karuma, yakrumu. Say that one for me, everyone. Yakrumu, yakrumuna. Takrumu, yakrumna. Takrumu, takrumuna. Takrumina, takrumna. Akrumu, nakrumu. Right. If you are able to formulate the first word in your mind, then the rest of it should be easy. Right? If you are able to formulate yakrumu in your mind, yansuru, yaftahu, yadribu, yasma'u, yahsibu. If you can get that part right, that part, if you look through the entire scale, that first part stays exactly the same. Look at yakrumu and just look at the yakru part. It's the same on the first word, right? And on the second word, yakru stays the same. On the next one, takru. The one below that, takru, it stays the same. So throughout the scale, that part of the word stays the same. It goes according to the scale, yes, but it stays the same. So if a root letter changes at the beginning on the second root letter, that harakah that's on the second root letter stays the harakah on the second root letter throughout the scale. Simple. Okay. Let me just chuck some words on the board here. Tansuruna. What does that mean? Now, how am I going to think about this? The same way that I thought about taf'aluna, I'm going to think about tansuruna. So what is tansuruna? You, many males, are helping. What does karumtunna mean? Firstly, you must tell me, is that past tense or present tense? Past tense or present tense? We know all of our present tense verbs start with either ya or ta or hamza or noon. Actually, if you want to remember that, just remember tiny. Just remember tiny. A past tense or present tense verb starts with tiny. A ta or a hamza or noon or ya. Tiny. And it's still fresh. It's happening now. Still tiny. When it's old, then it won't be tiny anymore. Then it will be past tense. Right? So, if it starts with a ta or hamza or noon or ya, it should actually be tiny. But, okay, just to make it, just for you to remember, tiny. So this one doesn't have any of those things at the beginning, right? It doesn't have any of them at the beginning. Therefore, I know it is a past tense verb. It's a past tense verb. What does karumtunna mean? You many females. Tunna. You many females were generous. Okay. Naf'alu. Naf'alu. We are doing. Right. Yaftahna. Past or present? Present tense. How do I know? Starts with the ya at the beginning. Right. What does it mean? Yaftahna. They, many females, are opening. Okay. Our time is kind of up, but what I want to do now is just based on what we've learned thus far in Arabic. Whenever you see a verb on one of these two scales in front of you, you should be able to tell a number of things. Right? You should be able to say whether the verb is past tense or present tense, when it was done. Right? You should be able to tell me who did the action. And you should be able to tell me what the action is. So when I want you to try this, whenever you, whether it be in the Quran or whatever it is, whenever you come across a verb, you try and answer those three questions. Who's doing the action? What action is it that was done? And when was the action done? Three questions, right? To try and solidify these things in our minds, we have some homework. The homework that you have for Sarf is, firstly, I have a sheet called number 2, present tense scale. I made 6 columns with the 6 root letters that we learned this week. Right? What I want you to do is write out those scales. So the first one is going to be yaftahu yaftahuna, taftahu yaftahna, taftahu taftahuna, taftahina taftahna, aftahu naftahu. You write that down there. And the reason I want you to write it down is so that you have it in front of you and you can revise it from here. Question? Like I said, this one can be yahsibu or yahsabu. So, you want to make it yahsibu? Okay, leave it yahsabu. It doesn't matter. Right. Then I have again of this mixed verbs worksheet where you're just going to translate whatever's in Arabic, you're going to translate it to English for me. Again, the purpose of it is for you to identify the changes and for you to be able to pick out words from the various scales. What we require from you is repetition of those scales such that your tongue becomes familiar with them. And that's all the sort of homework that you have for this week, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So remember, what do I need from you for next week? Do those 2 worksheets. But what else do I need for class next week? A dictionary. Either you can have the physical one, or you can use it on your phone, whether you have a normal smartphone or an iPhone. Or, well, if you come next week without it, you're going to have to share with whoever has it next to you. But please try and have your own, so that you can get engaged with the dictionary as well. We're in there. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرٌ وَآخِرُ دَعْوَانِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ السَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ.